Welcome to Manchester United Daily Updates. Before continuing this video, click the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest news from Manchester United. Ruben Amorim's gestures show what Manchester United players must improve after Ipswich draw. Ipswich Town earned a deserved draw against Man United in Ruben Amorim's first match in charge at Portman Road. Manchester United supporters had just started to serenade Ruben Amorim to KC and the Sunshine Band when Marcus Rashford swiftly scored. It is not all sunshine and rainbows just yet. United still lack the control and intensity their new head coach exudes, or the swagger of their supporters spread across two tiers. Amorim's debut draw is additional confirmation that this overnight sensation cannot work miracles overnight. In the 86th minute, he rebuked the collective for their inability to press. An interval advantage for United would have been a travesty. For the first 15 minutes, the red shirts were perfectly positioned and there was a glimpse of an identity in Amorim's 3-4-3 formation. Yet Ipswich offered the greater goal threat and their 43rd minute leveller had been coming. Amorim resurfaced for the second half long before the United players. He pensively sat on the bench, swigging a bottle of water, deep in thought. He wasted little time in instructing substitutes to prepare. Another exceptional stop from Onana convinced him to summon Luke Shaw and Manuel Ugarte in the 53rd minute. Neither galvanized United. The players remain dilatory in their play and the deprogramming that began on Monday will have to continue in the coming weeks and months. As Amorim suggested at his introductory press conference, this United squad is more reactive than proactive. That was apparent from their failure to assert their authority despite scoring after 80 seconds. It was déjà vu. In Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first match in charge against Cardiff, Rashford put United ahead in the 3rd minute. Here at Portman Road, it was the 2nd minute. Solskjaer, Jose Mourinho and David Moyes enjoyed winning away day debuts in the league. That has eluded Amorim. For all the hype surrounding United's back three, their front three was the greater issue. Alejandro Garnacho, supine in the first half, was selfish with a burst into Ipswich territory as he did not contemplate the presence of Rashford to his right. Fernandes expended as much energy complaining and protesting as he did performing. Rashford regressed almost as soon as he scored. Amorim is not short of alternatives to trial in the attacking triumvirate, but only Rashford made way. Rashford is a capricious performer who has form for hitting the ground running under a new manager. With the £108.5 million pair of Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee benched, Amorim's instinct was vindicated within the first 2 minutes. Zirkzee and Højlund were introduced for the final quarter. Rashford's send-off soundtrack to sardonic cheers from the regulars. Amorim's eyes were so fixed on the pitch he did not acknowledge Rashford or Christian Eriksen. Zirkzee had to be told to get into the box by Amorim on 93 minutes. For someone who flashed his full-beam grin regularly at Carrington on Friday, Amorim was so deadpan he did not celebrate Rashford's prod that ended a personal goal drought of 8 matches. Amorim remained measured in the technical area. Occasionally, he was on his haunches to get a worm's eye view, and there were pointers for the left-sided duo of Diogo Dalot and Garnacho. More than once, Amorim shook his head at the ease with which Ipswich transitioned from their own third into United's, but he paced around the perimeter calmly. A 20th-minute stoppage afforded Amorim a tactical timeout to offer Dalot, Garnacho, Casemiro and Johnny Evans pointers. Amorim's arms were outstretched more than once at United's infamously pitiful pressing. A misplaced pass from Dalot prompted shoulders to slump and heads to drop. Amorim demandingly clapped in an effort to reinforce the players' focus. Garnacho was within earshot of Amorim in the first half and copped an earful from the Portman Road denizens for some needless theatrics. United fans' usual rendition of Fergie's right, the refs are S****, got a contemporary update to reflect David Coote's caustic view of Jurgen Klopp. Andreas Jorgensen, the set-piece coach, is no longer the coaching staff member to stand to attention when United are defending dead ball kicks. That fell to Amorim's assistant Carlos Fernandes, while another addition to the backroom staff joined the United analysts in the press box. Onana has been enjoying a quietly dependable campaign and the appreciation saw him serenaded for the first time by United supporters after his denial of Liam Delap. Alas, Omari Hutchinson's speculative shot shaved the crown of Noussair Mazraoui to change the scoreboard 2 minutes before half-time. United now prepare by pitting their back five against the attacking five in a pass and press exercise. The practice almost made perfect when Garnacho was slipped in only to shoot straight at Arajan at Muric. That was about as close as they got in a tepid second half. Set-piece drills have also been incorporated into United's matchday fine-tuning. Amorim, like his predecessor, has already encountered a defensive injury crisis. 4 of the senior centre-backs were absent and the 16-year-old Godwill Kukonki was named in the travelling squad. A Portugal flag was unfurled in the cobbled stands away end that last hosted United's followers in April 2002. They were in raucous voice before kick-off and "'Tis the season to air 5 cantonades." Amorim's red and white army got a louder airing. Set-piece drills have also been incorporated into United's matchday fine-tuning. Amorim, like his predecessor, has already encountered a defensive injury crisis. 4 of the senior centre-backs were absent and the 16-year-old Godwill Kukonki was named in the travelling squad. A Portugal flag was unfurled in the cobbled stands away end that last hosted United's followers in April 2002. They were in raucous voice before kick-off and "'Tis the season to air 5 cantonades." Amorim's red and white army got a louder airing. Manchester United look like they need new signings to get going under Ruben Amorim, and it appears the new United boss has already said yes to one potential addition. The Red Devils drew their first game of the Amorim era at Ipswich as an early goal from Marcus Rashford was cancelled out by Omari Hutchinson. For Amorim, the key now will be work on the training ground, while he'll also look to the January and summer windows to really shape his squad. The new United boss opted for a midfield of Casemiro and Christian Eriksen against Ipswich, and in the main, it did not work. And according to reports from Court Offside, United could soon make a move for an England international to fill that void. Ruben Amorim green lights Angel Gomez to Man United move. According to the report from Court Offside, Angel Gomez has a host of clubs, including Arsenal and Chelsea, interested in signing him. However, it's suggested that Man United are also at the front of the queue and that Ruben Amorim himself has okayed the deal for Gomez. Further, it's also suggested that Gomez would prefer a move back to Old Trafford if it can be done, as he looks to sort out unfinished business from his previous spell at the club. Gomez has reportedly told Lille he will leave by the summer of 2025, amid reports Tottenham are also in the mix. Gomez has a whole raft of teams in England keen on him, while Atletico Madrid are also showing admiring glances from Spain. That midfield that Amorim picked today is not going to work, and United need to move on from Casemiro and Eriksen and plan for the future. They already have one of the best young midfielders in the world in Kobbie Mainoo, and the idea of adding England teammate Gomez alongside makes sense. Those two could give Bruno Fernandes the ideal playing partners to form a potent 3 in midfield that can cause problems for any defense. Of course, United will need to pay up for the amazing Gomez, but with Ineos now in place. Teddy Sheringham sends message to Ruben Amorim and says what he needs to get Manchester United players thinking. Ruben Amorim's Manchester United career started with a draw at Ipswich, and Teddy Sheringham was far from impressed with what he saw from the players again. Despite a brilliant start which saw Amad Diallo set up Marcus Rashford for a brilliant opener, United slipped into old habits as Ipswich came into the game more and more. Indeed, come the final whistle, it was Ipswich who'd looked the team more likely to get the win, to leave Amorim with plenty to think about. Amorim himself was already getting frustrated with the likes of Casemiro, and the new boss will know he has his hands full. And according to Teddy Sheringham, Amorim has simply got to get stuck into the players and change the mindset of the club. Teddy Sheringham tells Ruben Amorim what to do at Man United after Ipswich draw. Speaking for Premier League Productions about the opening game of the Amorim era, former United striker Sheringham dug out certain players and insisted that the new boss has got to get into the minds of the players. "I think he's got to get into their minds about what it takes to play for Manchester United," Sheringham said. "Even when you go away to places like Ipswich, you're expected to show the desire to try and win the game right until the last minute, even if it's not going to go your way. I think there were people there happy to get a draw. Same old for Manchester United. This cannot be blamed on Amorim, who has had just days to work with a group of players who are clearly either not good enough or don't want it enough." United fans will have seen this very much like the days of Erik Ten Hag, as United looked open to counter-attacks constantly and never looked like scoring much either. Amorim will have to root out the issues at squad level and hope that Ineos then back him to improve things. If not, then United might be in for much of the same under Amorim, and come 18 months down the line, we'll be having the same old conversations. Ruben Amorim enjoyed the perfect start to his career at Manchester United on Sunday. Just 81 seconds into his role as manager of the Red Devils, the Portuguese tactician watched his side go 1-0 up thanks to a barnstorming run from Amad Diallo, who put the ball on a plate for Marcus Rashford to tap Manchester United ahead. Ruben Amorim raves about smart Erik Ten Hag signing. He's going to be crucial for Man United. Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim has started his reign with a point after drawing 1-1 at Ipswich Town on Sunday afternoon. More than 3 weeks after officially being appointed as Manchester United boss, Ruben Amorim finally made his bow on Sunday. United travelled to Suffolk to take on Ipswich Town, and Amorim could hardly have wished for a better start. Marcus Rashford scored from close range inside 2 minutes, converting Amad Diallo's cross to put United ahead. United just couldn't kick on from that point though, and saw Omari Hutchinson level the game with a deflected long-range strike. Ipswich could have easily won this game if not for Andre Onana's heroics, and Amorim certainly has plenty of work ahead of him at Old Trafford. Amorim was expected to play a 3-4-3 formation, and he duly obliged as Amorim's first United 11 featured a major shift. That saw Amad Diallo feature as a wing-back whilst Bruno Fernandes and Alejandro Garnacho supported Marcus Rashford in attack. The switch also meant Mazraoui fulfilling a slightly different role at the back. We are used to seeing Mazraoui as a right-back or left-back, but he was deployed as a right-sided centre-back in Amorim's three-man defence. Mazraoui turned in a strong display and has now been praised by new boss Amorim. Speaking to BBC Sport, Amorim noted that United are missing a number of centre-backs. Harry Maguire, Lenny Yoro, Victor Lindelof and Lisandro Martinez were all missing for the trip to Ipswich. Amorim deployed Mazraoui there and felt that he did very well, before taking a longer-term view on his importance to United. Amorim believes that Mazraoui is so smart and will be crucial moving forward because of his incredible versatility. We don't have too many centre-backs, so we have to adapt some players. I thought Mazraoui did very well, said Amorim. He is so smart and is so important for us. He can play anywhere, and that kind of player is crucial for our future, he added. Mazraoui has arguably been the pick of United's summer signings so far. United paid just £12.8 million to sign Mazraoui from Bayern Munich, and he has equipped himself at left-back and right-back. Mazraoui may have had some fears about his future though, given that he was an Erik Ten Hag signing. Ten Hag reunited with Mazraoui having coached him at Ajax, and some concerns about the next manager having the same. Manchester United fans name man of the match versus Ipswich Town. It was a pretty disappointing evening for Manchester United after only managing a draw with Ipswich Town in Ruben Amorim's very first game. Ruben Amorim made his bow as head coach on Sunday, but it was not the start the 39-year-old would have wanted to see. Despite the change of system, the Manchester United squad let Amorim down. The usual suspects such as Casemiro failed to do the basic demands Amorim outlined on Friday. Marcus Rashford's goal in the second minute gave fans a euphoric high before the reality of our situation was once again made clear. But despite the failure to win, Manchester United had several positive moments and performances. Manchester United fans have clear man of the match. With a performance which leaves plenty of room for improvement, Andre Onana was called upon to save the day and help Amorim avoid defeat in his first game. His importance was highlighted by United supporters who were voting on the official club website for their man of the match, as he was the clear winner. Onana was the star of the show for United, with his two big saves being the key moments that kept Ipswich from taking all 3 points on Amorim's big day. Liam Delap will be cursing Onana as he kept the young striker from scoring a brace with saves that left United fans heralding Onana as world-class. After such a brilliant performance, Onana was praised by multiple pundits. Danny Webber on MUTV raved, "Onana has not done much apart from spread himself and stay strong, and make the goal smaller. It's an unbelievable save." Meanwhile on BBC 5 Live, Mark Schwarzer added, "That is an absolute world-class save by Andre Onana." If Amorim had any doubts about Onana being a key part of his team, these doubts would surely have been answered by his 5-save performance against Ipswich. Amorim also lauded Onana for his great game against Ipswich. Manchester United began his Manchester United managerial career with a 1-1 draw away at Ipswich. No Manchester United boss has ever had a start quite like Ruben Amorim's, when he was 1-0 up after just 2 minutes. United's away fans were cheering his name soon after, yet the excitement faded as the game went on. The new coaching team had to settle for a point, which leaves United slumped in 12th position. Manchester United's draw could quite easily have been a defeat, if not for the excellent goalkeeping display from Onana. Onana pulled off one. Ruben Amorim joins David Moyes in Premier League history books in first Man United game. New Manchester United boss watched his side secure a draw against Ipswich Town after taking the lead with less than 2 minutes on the clock when Marcus Rashford found the net. It may not have been the start Ruben Amorim dreamed of for Manchester United, but the new Red Devils boss has already matched a Premier League record in his short time with the club. The 39-year-old's eyes could only have lit up when Amad Diallo provided the perfect cross for Marcus Rashford to coolly finish with less than 2 minutes on the clock at Portman Road, but unfortunately United were unable to sustain their threat. Rashford recorded just a single touch in the opposition area as Amorim's side produced an expected goals value of just 0.9. Omari Hutchinson's deflected strike denied Amorim 3 points on his debut, but the early moment of joy Rashford produced earned its place in the record books. The forward strike saw his manager become just the second permanent Premier League manager ever to see his side score within 2 minutes during their first game. Despite the vast turnover of managers in the division, it is a feat that has not been completed for more than 20 years. David Moyes was the last manager to go through the experience. On that occasion David Unsworth produced an early goal to hand Everton an advantage against Fulham. The Toffees converted that lead into a 2-1 win however, with Duncan Ferguson's strike ensuring that Steve Malbranque could only offer the Cottagers a consolation. Undoubtedly, Amorim would have preferred to come away with 3 points, even as his players get used to his tactics. The new United boss has enjoyed limited time with his players and that saw the likes of Casemiro and Christian Eriksen start ahead of Manuel Ugarte. The absence of Lisandro Martinez ensured that Noussair Mazraoui had to be employed in a back three, alongside Matthijs de Ligt and Johnny Evans. With a busy run of fixtures to come, Amorim conceded some adjustment is still being made. "I think my players were thinking too much," said the ex-Sporting CP coach following the game. "We lost some balls without pressure. But they really tried and they want this. You guys are so lucky because you have the best league in the world," he added, when speaking of his first experience of the Premier League. "But today I don't feel much because I just want to win games." Ruben Amorim hails, smart and crucial, Manchester United star after Ipswich draw. Ruben Amorim believes Noussair Mazraoui will play a crucial role in his Manchester United side following their 1-1 draw with Ipswich Town on Sunday. Amorim got off to the perfect start in his first game as United manager with Marcus Rashford putting the team in front after just 2 minutes at Portman Road. However, United required an excellent point-blank save from Onana to stay in front, before Omari Hutchinson's long-range strike, which deflected off the top of Mazraoui's head, found the top corner to equalise for Ipswich. Mazraoui played as a right-back under Erik Ten Hag following his €20 million £17.2 million move from Bayern Munich in the summer, but in Amorim's first game, the Morocco international played next to Matthijs de Ligt on the right side of a back three. The 27-year-old delivered an impressive performance at Portman Road and Amorim believes the defender will play a key role at United this season. "Mazraoui is so smart," Amorim told Premier League Productions. "I think Mazraoui is so important for us, he can play anywhere. That kind of player is so crucial for our future." Speaking in his post-match press conference, Amorim also warned that his players are likely to suffer this season due to the change in system from Ten Hag's reign. "I know it's frustrating for the fans, but we are changing so much in this moment, with a lot of games," Amorim said. "We are going to suffer for a long period and try to win games. This will take time. We could win but we could also lose if not for Onana. But we have to think and be pragmatic about these guys had 2 days to train and change so much." Meanwhile, Roy Keane believes United's squad lacked the quality required to secure a top 4 finish in the Premier League this season. The draw against Ipswich has left United 12th in the Premier League table, 6 points behind 4th-placed Arsenal. "We saw the shape of the team but it is the same players and the same problems," he told Sky Sports. "We talk about leopards and spots. Lack of goals and a lack of quality in the second half. Ipswich looked the better team. It's his first game. A lot to take in and it has been a mental week for him, Amorim, but ultimately he will be disappointed. This team, for the last year or two, has been all about moments. United sat back and you're thinking, what are you waiting for? Go after them. They seemed fearful to go on and win the game. They lack the confidence and belief. Do I believe they have the quality to get them back to the top 4? Absolutely not. The evidence is not there. It's the same old stuff. Predictable and a real lack of quality. Ruben Amorim started his reign as Manchester United head coach with a frustrating 1-1 draw to Ipswich Town. Ipswich drew level in the first half through Omari Hutchinson's curling effort, and United were unable to find a winner. United fans are convinced by Amorim and the style of play he is trying to implement, but Sunday's draw proved that there is a lot of work still to be done by him and his coaching team. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video with more Manchester United updates.